Donald Trump's shadow. Under President Trump's direction, Vance has been tasked with resolving a conflict that has baffled veteran diplomats for 40 years. Vance represents a new breed of America First diplomacy. He is an isolationist by nature, yet he finds himself at the center of a global firestorm. For the US audience, this is a turning point. We are seeing a vice president who is no longer just a figurehead but a primary architect of global security. Why Pakistan? To the average American viewer, this might seem like a strange choice for a meeting with Iran, but Pakistan has historically served as the bridge between the West and the Islamic Republic. By meeting in Islamabad, Vance is utilizing a neutral ground that forces Iran to step outside its comfort zone. By choosing this location, the administration is signaling to US taxpayers that they are using regional partners to solve regional problems, rather than deploying thousands of US troops. The core of Vance's message is a stark departure from the strategic patience of previous administrations. Vance's rhetoric is calculated. He told the negotiating team that if Iran acts in good faith, the US is willing to extend an open hand, offering sanctions relief and economic stability. But the true warning for Tehran is the second half of that sentence. If they try to play us, they will find this team is not receptive. To a US public weary of forever wars, this sounds like strength. It's a promise that American interests will not be mocked on the world stage. It's peace through strength in its most modern form. This is where the situation turns toward the domestic future. In the United States, political pressure is reaching a boiling point. Inflation, fueled by global energy instability, is the #1 concern for the American family. Ending this war isn't just about saving lives. It's about lowering gas prices at the pump in Ohio, Florida, and Pennsylvania. If JD Vance returns to Washington with a signed treaty, he becomes the undisputed heir to the Republican Party. He will have proven that he can handle the 3 a.m. phone call that every presidential candidate is tested on. For the American viewer, this trip is essentially the first unofficial campaign stop of the 2028 presidential election. However, the risks are immense. What happens if the ceasefire collapses? Currently, the gap between Iran's demands and the security requirements of Israel and the US seems irreconcilable. If Vance returns empty-handed, his critics will label him as inexperienced and outmatched. The stakes aren't just geopolitical, they are deeply personal for Vance's future. As Air Force Two sits on the tarmac in Islamabad, the world holds its breath. JD Vance is walking a tightrope between a historic peace and a catastrophic escalation. For the American people, the question isn't just whether he can stop a war, it's whether they are looking at their next commander-in-chief. The open hand is extended, but the iron fist is ready. Which one Iran chooses will define the 21st century.